Hello again, brothers and sisters. I hope everyone's well. God bless. So I'm going to be getting into this old dusty document to dust it off because I think we've forgotten about our rights, especially this younger generation that has unfortunately been brainwashed in the school system. Because today, now all they think about is LGBTQ and critical race theory instead of learning their rights. And apparently Biden, based off of his last speech, thinks that the Declaration of Independence is corny. His quote, not mine. So let's get into this, shall we? Freedom of the press or freedom of media is a principle that communication and expression through various media, including printed and electronic media, especially published materials, should be considered to be a right to be exercised freely. However, it seems that Zuckerberg does not agree with that. Based on this video, I'm about to show you guys a clip of him speaking on the shot and what he does to social media to somewhat shadow ban anybody who has had adverse reactions to the shot. And then a whistleblower from his department, I'm going to call it, decided to video him explaining how he's uncomfortable receiving the shot as well because it's very experimental. So sorry guys, I had to do it.
India, Japan, Australia, and the United States working together. And maybe you shouldn't be pushing on strengthening the European Union to deal with the West, not just to have, and so on. And I said, for an American president to, every president to be sustained or prime minister has to represent the values of their country. And I pointed out, and I mean this sincerely, we're unique as a country. We're unique in the sense that we're not based on ethnicity or geography or religion. We're one nation that said we organized on an idea. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal. Sounds corny, but it's real.
There it is.
And
okay, you guys, so this is the video I was talking to you guys about regarding the whistleblower. It's called Project Veritas. It's a bunch of reporters that get together and they want to spill the corruption. You guys can check it out on their website. I'll go ahead and play it.
If you think about this logically, it's very incriminating, in my opinion.
Just months ago, this same insider leaked us a tape of Mark Zuckerberg privately speaking to.
I share some caution on this because we just don't know the long-term side effects of basically modifying people's DNA and RNA.
Today, his own words would violate their new public policy. You are the...
Okay, so he just goes on to say that what they're doing is wrong and people have a right to make a decision. The issue is that Facebook is basically finding people who have had adverse effects and or found research regarding the shot or have had a friend that have had an adverse effect. And basically what they do, what this man is saying, is that they go in and they take down the comments before the viewer is allowed to see them. So they're trying to stop shot hesitancy. So what good old Zuckerberg is stopping people from doing is called freedom of press. Okay? That was the initial thing that I read, freedom of speech. That is the First Amendment. As a matter of fact, according to constitution.congress.gov, section 131, freedom of press, the First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of press, or the right of people peaceably to assemble and petition the government for a redress of grievance. But we see that right being taken away all over America, particularly because this Constitution applies to us, whether it's religion or religious preferences when it comes to the shots, or whether it's speaking freely about it, it seems to be squashed. Okay, so you guys, another violation that I see taking over America right now has to do with your rights to your medical records. Now, this is called HIPAA. Okay, the Army is infamous for HIPAA. I literally dealt with all of this paperwork. You're not allowed, or you don't have to, share with anyone your medical information. This is the HIPAA Act of 1996. I would suggest you guys read up on it, get real educated in the matter. Because what they're having people do when it comes to showing their shot cards and their records, that is not allowed. The introduction basically talks about your rights and the fact that you don't have to share with anybody your medical records. You don't have to tell anyone why you cannot wear a mask, and you don't have to tell anyone why you did or did not receive the shot. This is supposed to be confidential between you and your doctor. We need to remember our rights and the foundation on which America was established. Rules that were not written by us, but were actually written by the founding fathers of America. The Declaration of Independence came from them, not us. Why is this important? Because it's been breached. It's very obvious that there is a lot of corruption in our government and in our leaders. The President of the United States, his son, Kamala Harris, and I'm calling them all out. They're at the top, and there's others that work beneath them. We have the pharmaceutical companies, Big Pharma. We have social media, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, many others that are being silenced and censored. Then we have our CDC, our FDA, and don't even get me started on that. Oh, and have you seen what's going on with the tax leakage? A huge invasion of privacy, extremely illegal. And you don't think that the democracy had anything to do with it? Good old Democrats. As well as the Board of Education. Have you seen all the parents that have been in there protesting regarding their children and their curriculum? I read an article the other day stating that nobody wants to be a cop anymore because it's too dangerous. Their lives and their families' lives are being threatened daily for something that not every police officer has been involved in. There's teachers that are leaving. They don't want to participate in these bogus curriculums that are being taught, especially certain philosophies that they're trying to push down children's throats. There are good people being forced out of the government, ones who actually have morals and ethics, and they don't want to participate in the evil agendas that they see right now. There's people leaving the social media platforms, people who work for Zuckerberg and other platforms. People are leaving the medical fields, nurses protesting in Texas that they know that this shot is experimental, that they did the same research and they were in the same schools that these other accredited experts claim to know all about. They went through the same training in school. Here's the problem. Everyone with moral ethics is leaving their place of work. They're all becoming whistleblowers. They're telling on what's going on. Okay, and this also goes for the newscasters. Okay, ones that are coming out stating that they just cannot take the corruption anymore. That these newscasts are basically having these bids for who will pay the most to have their story aired. And usually Big Pharma buys that number one place. So all you hear on the news is about the shots. They get really good advertisement, don't they? But here's the thing. When you have people with morals and ethics leaving their places of position, it just leaves room for a dictatorship. okay? We're good, ethical people, Christians, and people that just care about humanitarianism, okay? Just global goodness and taking care of their neighbor. When those people are moving out of their workplaces, which are pretty elite positions, okay? We have the government, the medical field, the education system, the school board, and these other places I mentioned, the newscasters. All these people are moving out, leaving room for worse people to fill in their positions, okay? And if they're not leaving willingly by whistleblowing or just having enough of it and leaving, then they're being pushed out if they don't receive the shot, which is another common denominator that I'm seeing everywhere. So we might be looking at a very dark future if they keep pushing the good people out of their rightful positions, where they cause balance and actually convict people of wrongful doing and crimes. Satan is setting up his kingdom, brothers and sisters. It's our job as followers of Christ to open our mouth and to speak out against this evil. We are the voice of reason and the voice of truth left on this planet. We are the lights of the earth. We are the salt of the earth. And we preserve the Lord, and he preserves us. But until the end, till Jesus Christ comes to get us, which I am looking forward to that day, which won't be long from now, we have to stand firm in the foundation of Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, even the men in the world who want to do good, the humanitarian people, any foundation that is not built upon God will crumble. They'll take the mark of the beast. Because even though they believe in good, we're all only human. So it does take that Holy Spirit drive to separate us from this world. We are the lights. God bless you all, and I love you.